we are back to do something. Welcome back to Breakdown Review and Predictions. We're talking about Loki. I apologize for any echoing that may happen. We're not sure what's up with that. Yeah, all right. So to start off in terms of summary. All right, but in terms of summary, I'm just gonna blast through it because then we can actually break down like what's going on. We pick up from Endgame. Everybody suspected that this was the Loki that escaped. It is. We go to the Time Variance Authority. We get to see that office. We get to see some scrolls in the background. We get to see a bunch of stuff. So there's just like.
I'm sure there's so many like random Easter too
Oh,
that
I'm
we
sure. I'm
will
sure.
never see.
But we go through. We learn a little bit about the Time Variance Authority, which we'll talk about in a second. Um, we find out that the Time Variants are being attacked. We get the trial of Loki, which was a pretty good scene. We meet Agent Mobius, which is Owen Wilson.
Wow.
We get a little. We'll go into this, but we get some, like we were saying, some bits about Loki, and then some basically just world building, establishing who the TVA are and what they can do, and how Loki's life is meaningless along with the rest of ours.
Fun fact: Tara Strong voices Miss Minute.
Yeah, I saw that in the credits. I was like, it was either her or whoever plays Ellie in The Last of Us, which also, fun fact, plays Gwen in Ben 10 Alien Force, which I did not know.
I did not know that either. Ellie from Last of Us is Gwen.
I was looking at
A fun
IMDb.
fact.
I was looking at IMDb because that's what I do, and I saw that. I was like, huh, would you look at that? But yeah, so let's get into it. You have anything you wanna break down first?
Trying to think. I'll be honest. I really didn't know much about the TVA before this.
I didn't know much about him either, so this is gonna be interesting. It's a lot of Loki dealing with like he's not the best that he. We see a different side of Loki a lot because usually we've got this like strong, very confident person that's like always feels like he's the best, but there's multiple times where Loki's like terrified.
I mean, you see it when Owen Wilson. I'm just gonna keep calling. I'm not gonna call him Mobius at all. I don't think. I'm just gonna keep saying Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, and there's times where when they're talking, you really see it like when they're talking about his mom
Oh yeah.
and some of the regrets he has, and he doesn't believe that dies at first. Um, but I'll go back to this Owen Wilson thing. So we see Owen Wilson in Paris first, and of course, which I really didn't expect for the villain setup to be Loki himself.
I had
I
kind of a feeling, especially when the little girl was like
Well, yeah, you get
pointing at the
hints
devil.
when they're in Paris, and she's like, Owen Wilson's like, "Who did this?" And she points to the devil, and of course he had the big horns, and you're like, "Oh, Loki."
You know.
And originally, what I was thinking is that they might just this Endgame Loki that you see is just like to show you the TVA, and then they just eradicate him and grab this new Loki that's killing. That's what my original thought was,
They just
just to throw you off.
we go through like it's like go through Loki's like it's Rick and Morty, just killing off
Yeah, you just keep throwing them out there. Um, I
I have a
really like
theory
also.
about the Loki, or a little prediction, but we'll save that.
Okay, we'll get that in the prediction. I like the
The
little
seg,
jump you had.
the segment intended for predictions. We can save my prediction for.
Yeah. There's that scene where Loki and Owen Wilson are. He's looking at this and he's like, I thought there was no magic." He goes, "There is none. I thought that was really like kind of a beautiful scene with
Oh yeah,
how
that's just visually
like
stunning.
amazing. It just shows how amazing the TVA is.
Yeah, like from a visual standpoint too, it just keeps going. I'm like, wow, you copied and pasted a lot of it, but it looked really cool.
Oh, I also really like how they added to some of the flashback scenes. I think we saw. It gets me kind of excited to see like what kind of moments we could go to and how they could kind of change them with the TVA. It's why I'm also kind of excited for the What If series because we get to see
Yeah,
like these changes that we wouldn't normally see.
yeah. I mean, I think one of my favorite little flashbacks they do because we kind of get a little we see a lot about Loki's personality and how he actually is. My favorite one is that he's just straight up DB Cooper and did it on a dare. Like,
Yeah, I
it's not.
love that scene when he's walking away. He's like, "Brother, I'm Doll. You
You
better be
best be
ready."
ready. Like, I thought I was gonna. When I saw that in the trailer, I was like, this has got to be part of like an elaborate
Yeah, I
plan.
thought that was
No,
gonna be like a big, like, art, like what, like a whole episode is like him and Owen Wilson, like being TV Cooper, but now
no, it's
it's
just.
so random.
I mean, we also get to see
Um,
that the Infinity Stones in the TVA area are
yeah, that's a big
meaningless.
dude when he opens the door. I saw a meme on Twitter today when he opens the door. There's like you could see like 5 soul stones. It was just like Black Widow being like, "Oh, okay."
Like, what? It's like the scene with Buzz Lightyear where he's like realizes that
Oh,
he's a toy. He's just like broken.
so
That's what it
sad.
reminded me of.
You are a toy! You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear, you're an action figure!
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was very, very weird. I love that also he adds, yeah, we use them as paperweights around here. Like they
Like,
like
they're just meaningless.
yeah, the Infinity Stones come in like they have so many issues with Infinity Stones breaking the sacred timeline that they have like just I wish they almost showed like people's desk like just
They do in the
right in the middle.
credits. Did you
Oh
watch the
yeah, they do,
credits?
you're right.
It's
Yeah.
just like straight up like the Soul Stone. It's like Black Widow died for that, and you all have
Gamora, Black Widow, God.
both. It's just ooh. But oh, time machines are apparently a casual thing. Like
Oh yeah, yeah,
time machines.
the portals. And also like the the thing around his
Oh
neck, the looper.
yeah,
I thought that was pretty
those are
good.
really cool. Um, oh, the timekeepers. This will tie into Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium. Look like Kang. They're very Kang-like in their
Yeah, they do
helmets.
look. Is Kang gonna be the villain for that? Is that
I
confirmed?
think so. I think that was confirmed a while ago. I think we should just get into a review, and if we think of anything, we'll make it look like we all already thought of it and interjected in randomly. So, let's get our scale back up here. It's not actually here. Nobody made it, but
It's pretty late, and I did make the scale.
we thought Falcon and Winter Soldier was around like the 7 to 8 range consistently. That's the average for that. WandaVision was around the 9 to 8. So, if just to give everybody some context, I would say this episode, seeing as it's set up, it was interesting. I laughed at a good amount of points. The sets look really good. Good effects. I'd put it around 7.5, 8.
What for review? Uh, I'd give it. I kind of liked the weird eerie feeling to it. Not as
Yeah,
much as like an eerie feeling like WandaVision, but you're like, what? Like the feeling that's like, what is happening? Like,
yeah.
and for that, I'm a little bit higher. I kind of liked it. I'm going with an 8.
Ooh.
Especially with that part at the end where they set up
Oh, the emotional. Oh, yeah, the very end. Yeah.
the setup. Oh, I like the emotional part of Loki. I
Yeah.
really do like they kind of make him. You feel bad for Loki at a point. Like he's just trying to do some things, and he's like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm going 8. I'm going 8.
All right. one of the first times we're not exactly. I mean, I said 7-8, but like anyway. For predictions, you got any predictions?
I'm really interested to see what version of Loki is the variant that's going around just killing people. Like
I think it's
that
Lady Loki. That's
Lady Loki.
Yeah, because why else wouldn't they show the face of the
Oh,
Loki? Like,
I guess you're
just,
right.
I mean, I could have paused and took a really long look at the hand when they go to pick up the like reset capsule, and I've been like, yeah, yes, this is a female's hand. But this just going off the fact that I know that sounds really weird. Just going off the fact that they never showed Loki's face in that, I think it's either Lady Loki or it's gonna be like Kid Loki.
Kid Loki. Kid Loki would be.
That'd
But
be great.
also you saw the figure standing up, so unless Kid
Yeah.
Loki, I mean,
He's on
Loki is able to,
stilts.
yeah, I mean, he's able to transform, so
Yeah,
who
it's
knows?
possible.
God, Lady Loki's a good guess. That just blew whatever I was gonna say out of the water.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say something like
You're
dumb.
gonna be like,
I thought it was gonna be
it's
like,
like Savitar Loki. It's Pizza Face Loki.
yeah, pizza face Loki, dude. I don't even know. I was gonna say like a version of him that like that survived the Thanos attack, but
So he's just got like a neck brace.
I guess, yeah.
He's like, hello everybody.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm gonna say now. Well, next episode it's gonna be in Oklahoma, is what they kind of teased. What did you write down what like the actual place of Oklahoma was? No, I don't.
No, I didn't think to do that. You know, I wrote down that he went to the Gobi Desert, but I didn't write where the show ended.
Because I'm sure there's some like
Oh, I'm sure there's some significance there. Where
big hit there and looking stupid now.
that's fine.
They
We never said
open
we
it.
were
I mean,
professionals.
yeah. When we get to like the TVA, there's so many different paths you could take because, like, let's be honest, like none of it really matters. I don't know like what effect it will have on like the final timeline as they call, or the sacred timeline as they
Sacred
call it.
timeline. Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what affects that and how they could change how we see sacred timeline.
Yeah.
I also thought it was funny that he knew that Tony and them were time traveling. He's like, it wasn't me. I could smell that Tony Stark was. There's two Tonys.
I thought that was great. Just a nice little detail. Like Loki is quite observant, and he's like, I know these things. But yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting that the MCU seems to, specifically the MCU, is like having a multiverse is very bad. Do not no multiverse.
You
We'll
don't
just
want a
have a war.
Which puts a very interesting thing for Spider-Man coming in
Right.
December. If
Perhaps
everything they say is true.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, multiverse was already established. I think it's that each timeline has to be the same. I think that's what it's saying, because in Endgame, they're traveling to a different timeline, not the exact one. So I think it's a bunch of parallel timelines together. So there's a multiverse, but they try and keep it as consistent as possible, where maybe Loki introduces a little bit of chaos and brings different, in which we would get things for
I'm very
No Way
interested to
Home.
see. I'm very interested to see the effect. I wonder if this is how they set up some of the Spider-Man stuff. Because going into Spider-Man, I feel like there's no real gateway to that stuff except Doctor Strange.
It also sets up Doctor Strange in a way too, because it's multiverse of madness.
Yeah.
That we all know that multiverse is happening in Doctor Strange. Everybody's guessing with Spider-Man, which, I mean, I feel like it'd be easier to get a cameo for Tobey Maguire and Doctor Strange, seeing as Sam Raimi's the director, but.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird how they're juggling a lot of balls right now.
What did he say?
Yeah, definitely. We've got the setup for Mystic stuff with Scarlet, with the WandaVision. We've got Loki setting up the multiverse a little bit more, so I think those two will merge together when setting up Doctor Strange. Does Spider-Man come out before Doctor Strange?
That's the only issue I have, is that it comes out before Doctor Strange, so I don't know if all these rumors are true. Of course, big rumors.
Big rumors. Except for Alfred Molina. We know he's coming back, but
We don't know like what that is. I mean, he could just be like a dude.
It's rumored that he's picking up specifically from where he left off, but
Yeah,
I feel
people
like,
are saying, yeah.
I feel like it could just be like they're saying that to mess with people, and like he is Doc Ock, but he's not that Doc Ock. And like,
I also hope we see the Time God, or what? Yeah, the Time God.
Yeah,
But that relates to your
Times
King Doctor.
I mean, it's totally possible. I mean, anything is possible.
Anything's
It's only the
possible.
first episode. So yeah, solid start. Can't wait for the rest of the series. In terms of our coverage, we will be more dedicated to this series than we have Bad Batch, but then again, Bad Batch has been pretty lacking in anything wild to talk about. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. This has been our thoughts on Glorious Purpose. I actually wrote down the title of this episode. If you have any thoughts or theories, let us know, of course, and then we'll totally make fun of them in the next episode. Isn't that right, Cole?
That's all I do.
That's
Make
all
fun of
you
people.
do. All right. Serve Loki. He's our master.
Wow. 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 Wow, you're so dominant.